This is going to be a little different from what I normally make. I'm sort of combining this project with what I wanted to do for the documentary project, but I didn't. So this is the story of my father.
The Amish people make yeah, take a lot of movies of Alan.
First and only appearance Alan will have on this videotape.
My dad was one of the big reasons that I got into filmmaking. You know, we would just sit down every weekend, we'd turn on AMC and watch old 80s, you know, action thriller movies. He liked to record a lot of the stuff we did as kids.
Daniel, look.
He was so proud of us. We always made, you know, art in kindergarten and in preschool, and he never threw any of it away. He would date it and he would put it in because he was so proud of me and my sister. I remember with the camera we always wanted to look in and see ourselves on the display, and I guess that kind of started my, you know, interest in working with cameras. We had one computer in the house, and one time he introduced me to a little website called YouTube, and that ended up becoming one of my favorite places to go, and he loved the website too, and it just, you know, it also helped, you know, start my interest in filmmaking, and later would become kind of the reason I became a filmmaker. It was about middle school when I realized I wanted to go into filmmaking, and I was kind of scared of what my mom and dad would say, because they both were very much you know, academics. So it was very hard to tell them I wanted to go into an art field, but they were supportive of it nonetheless. I started making videos in 9th grade whenever I would post like a vlog or just my face in any way. I remember I would tell my dad, he'd watch it like 10 times, he'd send it to our family because of how much he had an interest in film in the first place. I think seeing that come out of me was something that he was happy about. When I was in 9th grade, I made an animation for a school project, and it ended up winning an award through the school because of the time and the effort and the research I had done on the subject. And that would end up being the last thing my father would get to see me make. Nobody saw his death coming, but the depression had been, you know, growing ever since I can remember. The operations he had when I was a child, they really put a damper on his physical and his mental state, and he only got progressively worse as life went on. Some of the best friends I've ever made don't even remember him because he wouldn't get out or go anywhere, and he was just so... he didn't want to go outside. I remember one of the last things we did together. I had just gotten my learner's permit, and I had driven to a restaurant that we were going to, and when we got to the parking lot before we went in, he said, you know, you're grown up now. I stopped making videos for a while after he died, but eventually I got back into it when I started taking film classes at my high school, and that really helped me get to where I am, because at the time I wasn't doing too well in school, but And he didn't want me to end up like him, not being able to get into the college that he wanted to. You know, I found out what I wanted to do. I applied to many schools, got into all of them, decided to come here to School of the Arts, and I'm doing what I wanted to do. And I know if he could see me now, he'd be really proud. Because that's all he ever wanted, was for us to be happy and successful. Because he loved us. He was a good man who was proud of his children. I make sure that I do everything in my life in a way that would make him proud. Thank you guys for listening, because this was a really hard video to get through. Guys, thank you.
Daniel, say bye-bye. Whoa.